What's up, everybody? This is Robbie from Geek Level Asian. I know, I'm very late on my issue 28 Boom Studios Mighty Morphin Power Ranger comic review, but here we go, let's do it now. The beginning's a little slow. We start out in the Pterodactyl Zord, and we have Jen and we have Kimberly, and they're having a conversation. Evidently, Jen is experiencing these headaches where her memories are changing. It reminds me of the butterfly effect when Ashton Kutcher starts having those really bad headaches every time he goes into a different, I guess you can say, time of himself, and all of his memories are rushing to his brain. But the important part of this conversation is not about the memory adjustment. It's more about how Kimberly still is looking for a way to get Tommy back, and Jen is basically saying, listen, it's not gonna happen. Listen, even when my fiance came back, when I thought he was dead, it just wasn't the same. Then, finally, they arrive at their destination. They were looking for the Power Rangers Lost Galaxy team, and they run into Corinth. Jen then mentions that Corinth is actually not the Pink Ranger that she was expecting to see. I think she was expecting to see Kendricks. Now, the next page, although not particularly eventful, is one of my favorite pages in the entire issue. The story cuts back to the Pterodactyl Zord, and you actually see a bunch of Rangers that have already been collected by Kimberly and Jen. We see Carter, the Red Ranger of Lightspeed Rescue, and he's trying to communicate with Kimberly and Jen, and he mentions that they're sitting inside a dinosaur. Kendall, who works at a dinosaur museum, then says, it's a pterodactyl. And then Noah from Megaforce and Super Megaforce mentions that the Pterodactyl Zord is the best Zord on the Mighty Morphin team because it can fly. And the reason why I like this particular cell is because it really hones in on the personalities of two of our favorite characters, Kendall and Noah, someone who works at a dinosaur museum and someone who happens to be a super geek. Kimberly and Jen teleport Corinth back to the Pterodactyl Zord, and then Alpha comes in on the communicator. We see the RPM team, they're fighting the Sentries, they're fighting Korag, it is nuts. Now, for the rest of the issue, anything that has to do with what's going on Corinth and the war on Corinth is basically the Power Rangers want Dr. K to leave, and she's not leaving. That's pretty much it. Now, what's more interesting is what's going on with Zack, Billy, and Trini. They've teamed up with the Drakkon Reality Zack, Trini, and Skull, who's made his way up the ranks as a Red Sentry. And they're working together to infiltrate Drakkon's castle, palace, whatever you would call it, his headquarters, so that they can save Ninjor. But in the process, they do get caught. Finster 5 actually finds them with a bunch of the Sentries, and Zack, Drakkon Universe Zack, gets shot through the chest. Drakkon steals Yellow RPM's power. The Rangers who were safe on the Pterodactyl Zord all come down to help, and they get hit with the Dragon Cannons, like, right away. I was talking to a friend earlier today, and they realized something pretty funny. RJ, even when he doesn't have his Ranger ability, is a Pai Shui master and can summon his Wolf Spirit without his Morpher. So why can he not fight now? It just made it seem like all the Rangers are useless without their Ranger ability, and we know that that's not the case. Once Dr. K finally agrees that the best course of action is to leave Corinth, she has to be the bearer of bad news and tell everybody, listen, if we want to teleport out of here, we've got to destroy the dome. So then Jason uses his T-Rex Zord and breaks through the dome. Then we cut back to the Ninjor rescue, and Billy and the two Trinis realize, wait, there's only one Zack coming out with Ninjor. And when he demorphs, Drakkon's Reality Trini realizes that her Zack is dead. Now here we are at the end of the issue, and Ninjor says something that leaves us with a cliffhanger, that Drakkon isn't using the Morphin grid and stealing people's powers to destroy Rangers. He's destroying the Rangers in order to become part of the Morphin grid. Now, to my understanding, the only being who is part of the Morphin grid right now is Zordon. I think that he's either going after Zordon or he wants to be as powerful as Zordon. Now, I don't know that, but we will find out in the next few issues, and I'm definitely going to keep reading. Now, there's something else that I wanted to mention that I realized while reading the last few issues, and it doesn't have to do with the storyline itself, but I think that it pays tribute to two very special people who are part of the whole Mighty Morphin Power Rangers storyline. Paul Schreier, Bulk, has become a Yellow Ranger in Power Rangers Hyperforce. Skull, in the Boom Studios comics, has made his way up the ranks, again, as a Sentry Red Ranger. Bulk and Skull are both Rangers. So for those of you who have already read issue 28 or are just catching up with it now with me, what did you think of it? This was not my favorite issue. I think that this was more of a plot driver, and I'm very curious to know how they're going to end Shattered Grid, because from what I understand, from what I read, that Shattered Grid ends with issue 30, and that's only 2 more comics. So if you like these comic reviews and you want to see more of them, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. You could also follow me on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, I'm on all that stuff. So make sure you check back when I do my review of issue 29, and ladies and gentlemen, may the power protect you.